Welcome RM Touch CCNA Practical Labs. In this lesson, we will learn how to make configuration access control list. Access control lists are a security mechanism used to control and manage access to various resources in a computer system or network. Access control list is a list that specifies the permissions or access rights that each user group or other entity has to a particular resource. If we talk about its functions, access control list define who user groups or other entities has access to resource and what type of access they have, read, write, execute, and etc. This allows for granular control over resource access. If we talk about its advantages, security and isolation, access control list help to prevent unauthorized access to resource, improving overall system security, and isolating sensitive data or application from unwanted access. If we talk about its centralized management, access control lists are typically managed centrally, making it easier for administrators to maintain and enforce consistent access control policies across multiple resources or systems. So if we return in our configuration, to make in our configuration, we will take in these following steps. In our first step, we give the IP addresses, the router, the administration, finance, guest, sales, marketing, and ACT. So in our next step, we give the IP management on the switch. The third step, we give the SSH configuration for the remote access. And the next one, testing the SSH for a PC and admin. And then we make the access control list configuration. So to start in our lesson, come this router and select CLI. No, enable, config. Let me check the interface that I am going to make a configuration. This interface gigabyte 00 and that's gigabyte 01. So interface gigabyte 0/0 IP address 192.168.1.1 255.255.255.0 and then no shutdown. Exit the another interface gigabyte 01 IP address 192.168.2.1 255.255.255.0 and then no shutdown. Okay, I will come this PC or hostess and I will give the IP address of this interface. So come this PC 192.168.1.2 and I will give the default gateway on the router 192.168.1.1. Come this another PC 192.168.1.3. The default gateway router 192.168.1.1. Okay, 192.168.1.5 or .6. 192.168.1.1. Come the last PC 192.168.1.7. 192.168 the default gateway and IP address on the router .1.1. So I come this another interface for the network administrator. Okay, click the PC and select the desktop 192.168.2. We will give .10 192.168.2.1. Now I finished the first step for IP addressing for router and hosts. In our next step is the giving the IP management on the switch. So come to switch and select CLI. Enable config interface VLAN 1 no shutdown. And then we will assign the IP management to the interface of this interface. So IP address 192.168.1. We will give the IP management IP address for .1.200 255.255.255.0. Exit IP default gateway 192.168 is the IP address of this interface for the router. 192.168.1.1. Do right. Always, it's very important to save your configuration. So, what's the next step? The next step is the configuration of the SSH configuration or the remote access. So, how to make the configuration of the SSH or the remote access? Come to switch. Okay, we name the host name rm touch. Okay, and then okay, IP domain name cisco.com. Username admin username Cisco. Password, the username is a Cisco and the password is a Cisco. Okay, and then I make crypto key generate RSA 1024. The next step for the line VTY 015 login local transport input SSH. Now I finish for the configuration of SSH or the remote access. In our first step, we name the host name and then IP domain name cisco.com. Then we write the username Cisco, password is Cisco. Then we write the crypto key generate RSA, then 1024, line VTY 015, login local, transport input SSH, and do right. So, what's the next step? Next step is the testing SSH for the PC and admin. So, okay, before I testing this, yeah, the testing, yeah, come this PC and come to command. Then we write SSH hyphen L, the username Cisco, and the IP management on the switch 192.168.2.200. Okay, SSH Okay, -L Cisco 192.168.2.2.10. Yeah, dot two. Sorry. Dot 1.200. Sorry, SSH -L Cisco 192.168.1.200. As you see in here, it asks you the password, and the password is Cisco. You see, we are the inside of the switch. So come this another PC and select CMD SSH-L and the username Cisco and the IP management on the switch 192.168.1.200. As you see, it asks a password. The password was Cisco, and we are inside of the switch. Come this another PC and select CMD SSH-L Cisco and the IP management 192.168.1.200, and it asks the password. The password is Cisco, and we are the inside of the switch. So the last one on the PC SSH-L Cisco and the IP management, it asks the password. The password is Cisco. So let me test the administration. Click the PC and select CMD SSH-L Cisco and the IP management 192.168.1.200. It asks you the password. The password was Cisco, and we are inside of the switch. So we are going to make only the remote access, or to allow the remote access only the administration, and we deny all these hosts. So how can we make that? So come this switch. Okay, okay, exit access list 10, access list 10 permit. Now we write access list 10 permit the host. Which one host? We allow only the host of network administration. And what's the network, the host of network administration, or the IP address of the network administration? The IP address of network administration is 192.168.10.2.10. So we need only, or we need to allow only the network administration. Okay, come 192.168.2. Let me check the 10, the 2, the 10. Okay, access list 10, deny any, and then line VTY 015 access class 10 in. Okay, and do right. So now we refuse all these hosts for the SSH. So come this PC and select the CMD exit. We will test these PCs can make the remote access or not. So SSH -L Cisco 192.168.1.200. As you see in here, connection refused by remote host. It denies. So come this another host and select the CMD exit SSH-L Cisco 192.168.1.200. Connection refused by remote host, and all of them like that. So I will come the last one and select the CMD exit SSH-L Cisco and the IP management key on the switch 192.168.1.200. Connection refused by remote hosts because we deny all the piece of or the hosts. So we allow only the network administration. Okay, let me check the network administration. Okay, select the PC and come to CMD. Exit SSH-L Cisco 192.168.1.200. As you see in here, it asks you the password. And what was the password? The password is Cisco. Now we are the internal in our switch. Now we finish how to make configuration access control list. And thank you very much. And we will see you in the next class.